I'm going on property that I should not be touching. Personally, in my life, I've never read a fanfiction. I've had fanfiction read to me by my friends back in middle school. But personally, me myself, I've never read it. I don't see like what's so fun about it. I've never got the interest in it. I don't know why people like it so much. I can understand why. I see the concept, but for me personally, I'm not attracted to it. But I thought it'd be a fun idea since I've never read an actual fanfiction. Might as well read one on Red Velvet. You guys can see here, you know, the title of the fanfiction, the author, and everything. So if you guys want to read this yourself and continue reading, go for it, check it out. I'm gonna be laughing a lot, and it's not because I'm not trying to disrespect the fanfiction. I can never take them seriously. So if I chuckle a little bit, that's just me. I'm not trying to disrespect this or anything. I'm pretty sure this fanfiction had a lot of hard work put into it. I'm not trying to be rude. That's just who I am. So it's called Alive. It was submitted by a person that follows me on Twitter. Thank you, Tiny, for submitting it. Bless. So we're just gonna get on with the pictures. So description: Kang Sulgi was dead. Forward: Beta Sulgi. I gotta give him props. The fucking Vampire Wendy. Oh no. Beta Joy, Alpha Sulgi, and Beta Yerim. It just keeps getting better and better. Beta Yerim. Beta Jisoo. Oh wait, are they in this? Beta Jisoo and Where Jaguar. Kitsune Irene. Oh my god. Alpha Sulgi. Beta Lisa and Rose. Alpha BOA aka Queen. And of course, no Kitsune Irene. Holy shit, the twists. Kitsune and no Kitsune. Oh my god, this is kind of edgy but cool though. I like this. Fuck. Did I do well? I don't know. I haven't read it. Oh, I can't just by the pictures. Every time I see like a werewolf or vampire thing, I think of Twilight. That fucking thing ruins everything. So we're on one. Let's begin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, grab a snack, sit down, get comfy and warm, because I'm about to read to you guys some fanfiction. Everyone in the cafeteria was staring at a decent yet so peculiar girl who was sitting alone. It appears as if she was waiting for somebody. She wrote a huge pair of glasses, her chubby cheeks squeezed her eyes all up until it looked like two lines. So we're talking about Sulgi here. Kang Sulgi. Kang Sulgi! Her face lit up as she heard her name was being called by someone that she had waited for hours. Jo-hyun. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The other girl froze for a few seconds before she shook her head. How many times do I have to tell you that you have to call me Irene at school? Oh, Bae Jo-hyun, duh. A light chuckle escaped from Sulgi's lips. Yeah, but your real name is Bae Jo-hyun, she said cheerfully, spelling the latter's name very carefully. I don't really like Irene anyways. It sounds a bit odd for me. She grabbed her backpack, standing beside the girl that is taller than her as she continued. Do you know that the teacher said that I can skip grade 11? I'm just saying. Irene widened her eyes. Really? She said, hugging the shorter girl. Yeah, so I can be in the same grade as you. Do you like the sound of it? Irene nodded. She was happy that her childhood friend, who was in fact younger than her, was going to be transferred to the same grade as her in the future. She was about to hug Sulgi until a very familiar voice, at least through Jo-hyun, interrupted them, or Irene. Hey guy. Towering both of the girls, three-fourths, especially Sulgi. Oh, we're using math now. Ooh. Sulgi was terrified at his appearance at first. How could a high school student be that tall? Then Sulgi almost laughed at herself because a sudden realization hit her. I'm just that small, she thought. Sehun. Irene ran to the said guy, hugging him without hesitation. Sulgi didn't want to lie. It did break her heart a little bit. Ooh, feelings. He threw a quick glance at Sulgi, who stood up there like a statue. It made Sulgi shiver. Somehow she could sense that this abnormally tall guy did not like her a single bit, but Sulgi always stuck to her mother's advice. Be positive, don't assume things you don't know. That's good advice, but I don't follow it. so she just brushed it off. After Irene introduced them to each other, Joohyun and Sehhyun started talking about party to celebrate that they would finally become seniors in about 6 months. Seulgi kept shut until Joohyun told Sehhyun that Seulgi was going to become a senior. Seulgi noticed a tint of annoyance on Sehhyun's face. Really? Then you probably should come too, Seulgi. That is just not sincere. Seulgi thought she was about to turn down the offer, but then Joohyun looked at her. But then Irene looked at her with those sparkly eyes. Long story short, a yes came out of Seulgi's mouth. Seulgi didn't really remember the exact moment when she sat in Irene's car, looking like an emo teenager with her all-black t-shirt with Captain America's logo on it and a very decent-looking pair of jeans. She looked at herself, then diverted it to Irene, who was wearing also with the color black, very gorgeous dress that Seulgi thought was a bit dirty because Irene was exposing a little bit too much skin, but she would just keep it to herself. We're here, Irene said. Oh, now you use Irene. Seulgi stepped outside of the car. Cold air was attacking her skin immediately. The party is in the woods? For Seulgi, it was stupid to ask an obvious question, but in this case, she just had to. Irene nodded excitedly, pulling Seulgi gently by her wrist. Going deeper into the woods, she could hear noises. She sighed in relief as soon as she saw a bunch of kids from her school standing around the bonfire. It changed in the blink of an eye when she saw most of them are chugging themselves with alcohol and grinding their bodies together. Oh my god. I never went to parties like this. What the hell? Seulgi never liked parties, and this situation just made it clear. She didn't feel safe anymore the moment Irene let go of her wrist. Welcoming Sehhyun's lips on her cheek, her arm around her shoulder, Seulgi definitely hated parties. The time Joohyun was also chugging a huge bottle of vodka into her system. Oh my god, Irene, what are you doing? Oh, I'm too close to the mic. Seulgi knew that she had to keep an eye on the said girl. She felt Sehhyun's eyes on her a few times, but she ignored it. Seulgi hated it every time she did something, and she didn't even realize how and when did she get into a situation such as standing on the edge of the cliff. And she had to get really close to the edge because of a stupid dare. She glanced down and immediately shut her eyes. So how does it go from drinking vodka to her being in the cliff? Hello? She cussed repeatedly in her head. What's wrong, fatty? Got no courage? Oh no, they're calling Seulgi fat, you fucking hoes. How dare you? Said one of Sehhyun's friends along with an annoying laugh. Fat shaming. Seulgi always hated. Yeah, everyone hates fat shaming. What the hell? She knew she did not have the best body, but Seulgi just couldn't help it. She was just born that way. Seulgi had never been the fastest in her entire life. She always hoped that she was fast, especially for that moment when her feet slipped off the cliff. She wished she was fast as she could just step back up into the safe zone. She managed to grab something that turned out to be some twigs, but she knew it wouldn't hold her. She was yelling for help, but no one was willing to help her. Everyone was just laughing at her, including the intoxicated Bae Joohyun. Irene! My girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? They were all laughing at her as if she was a joke. It was at the time when Seulgi decided that she had to let go of her hold, so she did. And the last thing she remembered that night was Irene's voice calling her name in the complete darkness. So, like, did she fall off the cliff and die? Is that what I'm getting at here? ... Stop poking her face, Yeri. I swear to God, Joy. I saw her fingers twitching. Oh, she did fall off a cliff. You guys are so noisy, you could have woken her up. Jisoo, that is actually what we want. Alright, my bad. Seulgi's eyebrows twitched as soon as she heard the very unfamiliar voices. She tried to sit up, but she couldn't. She let out a frustrated groan. She's waking up, one of the voices said. Seulgi opened her eyes almost immediately. Her body started to lose control as she started to stand up, panicking. Her vision was still blurry. She couldn't really see the people that were not holding her, preventing her from falling. Oh, so she didn't fall off a cliff. What? So she fell off a cliff and somebody caught her? I'm so confused. Weird. I thought I died? Yes, you were. Wait, what? I can read minds, the smallest among the three exclaimed cheerfully. I knew it'd be Yeti. Don't lie to her, Yeti, the taller one said. Don't mind her, she can't read minds. We know what you are thinking because of the things you wear on your head. That gives it a little wave that transfers whatever you're thinking to this little monitor right here and project it into words. It took Sulgi a few seconds to process everything and started screaming in fear. Who are you guys? Well, dude, calm down. We're here to help you. That is Yeti. Oh, that is Yeti. I'm Joy, and this is Jisoo, the tallest said. Hey, it's okay. We won't do any harm, the girl named Jisoo said. Sulgi kept walking backwards, avoiding them as she was very confused. What happened to me? You fell down from the cliff. It was pretty bad, but we managed it, Jisoo said. Who are you guys? Werewolves. Yeti, oh my god, yelled Joy. Yeti would be the one to tell him the secret. Holy shit. We are, well, werewolves. I can't take this seriously. But the most important thing is that you were dead and we brought you back. Oh fuck, Jisoo said. What? Sulgi turned her body as her back touched something which was a huge mirror. She stared at herself, clean, no wounds, no scars, no nothing. And moreover, so you guys, werewolves, gave me abs? Said Sulgi, still staring at her exposed abominant and perfect. Not us, Joy chuckled. The Alpha did. The Alpha? Yes, the Alpha. I am the Alpha. Another voice came from the door beside Sulgi, revealing a petite woman with a very nice smile. I'm Boa, or BOA, and Kang Sulgi, I think you need to take a deep breath and lay down. This isn't happening. ... That was one. That was chapter 1. Oh my god. Okay, so what did we learn? Don't go to parties, especially if you see them grinding on each other, especially not in the woods, because there's just gonna be a bunch of dickheads there, and you're gonna fall to your death and apparently become a werewolf. Okay, so that was it. If you guys want me to read more of this, I will continue in the future. That's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to check out this fanfiction in the description below. I'll leave it there. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good day and goodbye.